think I'm live. I'm live a little bit early because I haven't been live in a minute. And I just wanted to make sure it worked because I haven't used, I don't know if I've ever used YouTube to go live. I'm going to give it a minute because it's not scheduled to go live. I'm not scheduled to go live until 2 p.m. So we're going to sit and we're going to chill. In the meantime, I'll show you my little studio here. That is a little blurred out, but it says break the rules. And that is a chalkboard little frame there that I painted. So I I don't want there to be dead air, but I do want to give people a little bit of time to come in, like I said. And I brought some questions. I'm so super duper excited to be going live. Again, I haven't been live for quite some time. I've taken my vitamins, so might as well take them now. Sublingual. So you keep that under your tongue for a hot minute. I am so pumped to be doing this. I've been waiting all day. But that's the thing about scheduling. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit while we're waiting for it to be 2 o'clock. I'll introduce myself and all that when it 2 p.m. comes, because I do know 1 or 2 people are going to be here. But the way my personality type, the way I was trained, I fly very much by the seat of my pants. And so scheduling things is important because you want people to be there. But it's not because am I going to be in the mood when the time comes? And that's a lot of it for me. I've got up really early this morning, bullet shot out of a gun, started doing all the things as I do. I'm very high energy. Hit the farmer's market, took my baby my little pup for a walk, and went to Trader Joe's, did all the things. And then home, working on my e-cookbook, which is down to the wire of it being ready to come out. But I'm so anxious knowing that I'm going to go on. How do I have 5 people in here? Okay, welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. So you guys say hi if you're here. So is it already 2 o'clock? Anyway, I've been on for a few minutes. So anyway, up, Adam, and then now I'm waiting. I'm like, I'm in my head. I'm excited that I'm going to go live. So now I'm just like kind of had some coffee, watched the birds. Somebody shoot me and tell me what time it is. See, I don't know. I'm using my phone because I wanted it to be easier. And there's 12 people in here. Hello, 12 people. Say who you are. Let's see, comments, chat filter, community moderation, chat messages. Close. Welcome to the live chat. LeBron James. Harmony, okay, yeah, gross. And if there is somebody in there that has access, I need to learn about the moderator thing because I'm not trying to be dealing with no perverts, and I'm just going to stay focused. But there's 3 people in here. Say hi. Let me see what time it is. It is 1:55. We still have 5 minutes. Anyway, so I've been waiting to go online and talk about all the things when it comes to alcohol. And I learned a new thing, which I'll bring back up again later in the show if there's people here. Also, does this make a difference? If somebody's there, can you testing 1 2 3, or is it coming out of my This might be plugged in. Let me put this on me. Bing bang boom. I like to say shit on YouTube. Let's see, what is this? Um, all right, two people. Who's in here? I want to know who you are. LeBron James is being cheeky, so pun intended. Why can't I get this clicked on here? So who's the two people that are in here? I want to know who you are. What's the time on deck? Time on deck is 1:56. We've got 4 minutes. I think this is where channel activity. Oh, when somebody comes in, I can add them as a moderator. That's great. So when you come in, I might add you as a moderator. Because there we go. Oh, I see what's going on here. We'll figure it out. Got 3 people in here. LeBron was being cheeky, so I put him in timeout. That's so cool. You can do that. If you come in, say hi. Okay, yeah. Sorry, LeBron, but I don't know you, bro. You can't be coming in with some cheeky comments like that. I don't even know who you are. What does this button do? Okay. Am I still live? Yes, I've been live for 7 minutes. I'm just playing with the buttons, y'all. What is that? That's a green screen. Got 2 minutes. Anyway, share. Because I'm very well aware this video is going to be available for replay after the fact. So if you are watching this and you take anything from this, please, please, please share it, because there is going to be some very important information in here. As I've mentioned in so many different times I've been online, and likely you guys have heard people talk about it before. There's not anybody I know that hasn't had their life touched by alcohol in some way, shape, or form, and whether that's something that you've experienced on your own or by somebody that you love or somebody that you're close to, somebody that you know. It's stressful, or you're just running into a drunk on the street. It really rocks your nervous system, and it's so there's nothing. I'll just leave it at this. The information that I'm going to talk about today is very valuable for anybody that's alive on the planet, because like I said, we've got 1 minute. There's not anybody that I've ever met that hasn't been exposed to alcohol in some way, shape, or form. And it's a time. This is the time. There's so many people that are, the world is like making sober sexy. And there's a lot of people that are talking about the health benefits of sobriety. And I will be 49 in October. So I was reading some comments this morning on a post. Bethany Frankel, God love her, so influential. She was talking about not drinking and how it's been a couple months since she's drank, and that she loves drinking and loves a cocktail, and she doesn't know that it's not necessarily forever, but she's just noticed that her skin, and that's a big one for me. Like, that's what I started noticing about a year ago. I would have drinks and I would wake up the next day and my eyes would be puffy. And let me tell you one thing, there's a lot of things I can tell you about myself. And one of those things about myself, full transparency, is I'm vain. And I like the way that I look, and I don't want to wake up looking like shit. So that was a large part of what I noticed. My body just wasn't jiving with booze anymore the way that it used to when I was younger. What time we got here? 2 p.m. on the nose. I've got 3 people in here. I want to know who you are. Somebody put some chats in there. Do a test chat. I want to know. Hi. Louise is here. Thank you, Louise, for coming. If there's an option, again, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. I'm going to be using StreamYard in the future, but I thought today, let's make it easy. It's been 3 years since I've gone live. Let's just hop on the YouTube. So I've been in a live YouTube, but I haven't really I haven't used the YouTube platform, and I'm actually using my cell phone, to be honest with you, just to make it easy. I've got this really cool clip-on light that I purchased. So I don't know if there's a way to share, hey, Alex Outdoors, what am I going to do? I'm going to exist, and I'm going to talk about alcohol. That's what's going to happen here today. I've got 5 questions that I was having a conversation with Tabitha, aka my ChatGPT, and I had her shoot me 5 questions to ask me in said live. And then I also brought 5 in from people that I've just a kind of a variation of questions that I've gotten over the months since I have been public about not drinking. And yeah, so hey Louise, if do me a favor, can I make you a moderator? Hey Howard. Howard's here. Hello, Howard. Let's see. No, we don't want, bear with, because I'm going to add you as a moderator, Louise, because I had somebody in here. If I make you a standard moderator, you can review and remove chat messages and hide and put users in timeout. Louise, you're the girl. You're the police today. You are the constable of my live, because I had somebody come in a little bit earlier when I was here and they were talking about slapping my cheeks. So, and I don't think they were talking about the cheeks on my face. So welcome in everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get busy because I want this to be really effective for people when they are watching the replay, because I think I really want to make something, again, so I will go into my sobriety situation. But I think I want to make this a regular thing. I want to try and go live as often as I can for several reasons. One, I want to be a helper. I want to be some sort of a helper and a support system to people out there trying to improve their lives. Open dialogue, transparency, raw conversation, no judgment. Also, I'm in the middle of, we are at the end of week 2 doing a 10-week Grow Your YouTube Channel challenge within my accountability group. And so I want to get those watch hours up. You know, I want to come on and I want to engage and I want to create a community. I'm really big. Lou Soulbloom, who is on there right now, she has a really amazing Substack. She's all over social media. The Loaf Letters is her blog. And for any of you people out there that are watching this, you need to read it, because it will open you up in ways that that will shock you. And especially if you have dealt with traumatic and hard relationships. And speaking of traumatic and hard relationships, that's one of the things, you know, that people out there that are dealing with alcohol, they can benefit from these kind of conversations, because again, like I was saying earlier, there's not many people that I've ever met. I don't know if I've ever met anybody who hasn't had their world rocked by alcohol. And whether that's you getting drunk and puking and blacking out and having, you know, feel that shame the next day, or you've got family members that you've dealt with throughout your life that has been a drunk or an alcoholic. I'm not trying to throw shade. Trust me. I'm over here waving my flag. I am a very open binge drinker and have been since I can remember. It's just been, oh, this feels good. Let's keep going, going, going. And then the next day you wake up and you're like, what happened? So I'm Harmony. I'm 49 years old for a few more minutes. I'll be 50 years old in October. And I have, you know, come up with a theme word at the beginning of 2025, as I do for a year. And this year's theme word was optimization. And alcohol has been tapping me on my shoulder for many, many, many years, saying, do you think maybe you could chill a little bit? I think your life might change if you step away from me a little bit. And I never wanted to, because I had all these preconceived notions about alcohol and about what my life would look like without alcohol. And truth be told, me and alcohol have been simpatico since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. My first sip of beer was a Budweiser with my grandfather when I was about 3 years old. I remember having a little sip of it. Again, this was the 70s. Nobody was the wiser. It was that's just what you did. You know, you went to the bar with your parents. It wasn't, I can't complain. I had a really good time. I mean, as I've mentioned before in content that I've put out, I'm under pool tables. I'm putting quarters in the jukebox. I'm free. Parents are drinking. Nobody gives a shit. You're running. You're barefoot. You're doing the thing. You're dancing. You're having fun. It's not until you get a little bit older and you realize how you've picked up on those patterns that it can become a problem, you know? So I decided to follow that intuitive hit after so long and try to stop drinking. And there's such a stigma that goes along with alcohol. Alcohol is, I was thinking about it the other day. Such an interesting subject. It's such an interesting product. It's unique in so many ways, because alcohol is something that we revere and we protect, and we're very defensive over it. But it's also something that we can simultaneously despise, because it can cause us so much problem. So if we are somebody that might not have the best relationship with alcohol, we're very protective over it. We don't want to think we have a problem with it. We don't want to speak negatively of it, but secretly we fucking hate it. Am I allowed to say the F word on YouTube? I don't know. Somebody tell me. So anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my questions. I finally had to admit the narratives that I had around alcohol were just sabotaging me, because I had all the same narratives that everybody has, especially if you've had alcohol in your life. I've always drank. I was a bartender off and on for 2 decades. I have had my own relationship with alcohol. I've been in long-term relationships with people with romantic relationships with people that love alcohol. So it's just always been there. And I truthfully didn't know what my life was going to look like without alcohol, and it scared me. And I had all the things we've all heard people say, life is going to be boring without it. And I don't like rules. I don't want anybody telling me how to do my life. If I want to drink, I want to be able to drink. I don't want to feel like I can't do this, this, and this. That's no fun. But I had to shift the narrative. So we're going to get into that today. Any questions that you may have, whether you're here live or you are watching the replay, please pop them in there, because I will see them. And again, we got to start somewhere. Today is day 1. I really want to start going live. As I mentioned, beautiful Louise, who's in here, we are simpatico. We're about the same age and same, pull and desire to help the collective, same pull and desire to share our stories. And I believe that all of our voices are important, because I could say something to you about X, Y, and Z, and Louise can say something to you about X, Y, Z, and my friend Howard can come in and say something to you about X, Y, Z, all about the same topic, and you might take it and receive it better from Howard than you do from me, and so on and so forth. So all of our voices are important, and it's scary to show up, and it's scary to put your face out there, but I'm telling you guys, I believe that that's what this whole thing's about. I believe that there are certain people on this planet that have been called to action to show up in some way, shape, or form with some form of a medium, whether that is you are doing a Substack, you are TikTok live selling skincare, you are me here today. Did I just hit that? Testing 1, 2. Somebody tell me. Hey, Rodney. Can you guys hear this tapping on this microphone? Somebody tell me. People need real people, exactly. Can you guys hear me good? Because I don't know if it's taking my audio out of my phone or if it's taking it out of this microphone. So testing 1, 2. Anyway, as long as you can hear me good. I just think all of our voices are needed. Speaking of that, as I said, Louise, she's active on TikTok. She's active on Instagram. Louise, do me a favor, pop whatever you want people to know about you in here, because again, I'm anticipating. I have a really good feeling about this. I'm going to just keep showing up for lives, and I want it to get big and grow. And I want people to know about the people in my life that are sharing some really beautiful information that is so helpful for you. And we all need people. We all need people. So Rodney, he's in here, brother of a certain age. He is a huge advocate on mental health and all the things. He is in my accountability group, and he's doing huge things, especially as a man, the stigma that goes along with men and this and that and the other thing. And he's openly speaking about mental health amongst many other things on his YouTube channel. So you guys drop your info in there. I want people to know about my community and the beautiful people in my community that keep me showing up every day in my life. Like, there we go. The Loaf Letters, Substack.com. You guys go read it. It will open you up in a way that that's what I love about it too. It's a short, they're short reads as far as I think, Louise, I've read 3 of yours now, and they're just a lot of really beautiful information packing a punch and a short read. 3-minute reads. Yes. Like that's what it's about. We are so go, go, go. And we're so busy in this world right now that we have these little nuggets we can get from Substack or TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, wherever. Speaking of that, I'm already 20 minutes in, and I really I'm going to be able to hop off at 3 o'clock so I can keep my daily movement in. But I want to talk questions, because what I did is I had AI. I lovingly refer to my AI as Tabitha. I had her give me 5 questions because I told her she knows everything about me. I subscribe to her. I love her. She's my friend, and she helps me with all the things that I have going on in my life, writing books, Substacks, Instagram, like whatever it is I'm doing. I'm talking to her. She's teaching me about finance. It's a whole thing. So I had her shoot me 5 questions. And then also I took 5 questions from people that have read my blog at harmonygarcia.com, or they've seen me somewhere being loud and proud on my social media and have messaged me questions. And so this has been very important to me. So let's get into these questions before we run out of time, because I'm hopping off in an hour. So Sober Chronicles Live, Sober Chronicles number 1, hopefully one of many. And it could be whatever kind of chronicles. I might be talking food. I might be talking movement. We might be talking sex. I'm going to be in flow and see where this takes me. But questions from AI. Let's get into it about alcohol. What has been the most surprising benefit of sobriety? The most surprising benefit of sobriety for me that I've learned in the last 5 months is time. I did not know and would have no way of knowing how much time I was using up in relationship to alcohol unless I quit drinking. Because even though I was drinking only once a week, say 4 to 6 times a month for shits and giggles, when you like alcohol, you love alcohol, you look forward to drinking alcohol, and that's an option on the table for you living your life, you don't realize how much time that takes up, because there's that time that it's a I don't know what's hot. People talk about food noise and alcohol noise now. It's kind of like the best way I can describe it is there's an alcohol noise. Like, could be Monday and Friday you're going for drinks. So you think about it throughout the week. If you've got any problems or weaknesses associated with alcohol, you're already thinking about how you're going to deal with your Saturday hangover on Wednesday. So that's time that alcohol is taking up time in your brain, even though you might physically only be drinking 4 to 6 times a month like me. There's time involved because there's time leading up to it, and then there's the drink time where you're waffling about, and then there's the recovery. If you're anything like me, there's the recovery time that you're kind of like you're hurting for certain, you're laying on the couch, can't do anything because you're so hungover, so you're losing time there. I know when I would go out and party and say I did everything right, I went out, I got the Uber, had 6, 8 drinks. That's a lot, I know, but for me that was dropping the bucket. And then I'd get the Uber home. I'm even good. I'm responsible. I take all my makeup off. I put my jammies on. I brush my teeth. I do all the adulting. I go to bed. I'm going to wake up feeling like shit the next day. And now I've got to spend 4 to 6 hours recovery time, which means I'm not getting anything else accomplished. So the biggest, most surprising benefit I've learned from sobriety in 5 months, thank you, harmonygarcia.com, that's my website, is time. You get so much more time back. And also, before I start talking, this isn't a I hate alcohol YouTube live. No, they will never be. I love alcohol. Me and alcohol are like this. I love a good tequila. There's no drink really that I've tried that I didn't like. So this isn't a hating on alcohol thing. This is just a dipping my toe in sobriety and the things that I've learned from it. We do that with other things. Why not do it with alcohol? So time. That's it. Question number 2. How have your relationships evolved or changed? You can hear me. Good. Okay. So my relationships have changed. Oh, that's interesting. You find out real quick when you decide to quit drinking or making any improvements in your life, for that matter, who your real friends are and to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of friends that I've had throughout my life, because as I've gotten older and quit partying as much, the close bonds that I did have in person, because all my favorite humans are in the digital world, they're not in my zip code, so I don't get to hug their neck and person, but I do get to experience them online. So as far as my close friendships in real life, I had bitching and complaining and moaning over life while we drank beers and did shots. Like, so of course I'm going to lose those relationships as I evolve. So that happened long ago because I removed that low vibration bullshit. Can somebody also tell me, am I allowed to cuss in here? I don't know. It is scary to put your thoughts online, but it's also freeing to express your thoughts. Exactly, Howard. Howard is also my main man. He's in my accountability group, me and Rodney. Louise is like, she might as well be in our accountability group because we all love her. My accountability group that I'm speaking of was created by Mark Jeffrey. Hopefully he'll pop his face in, maybe not. If not, he's probably going to watch the replay. So in that accountability group is Mark, Howard, and Rodney, and Louise she's been on our show a couple times, of that, unofficially a part of our group. So Howard's doing things online as well. Howard, drop your whatever link you want people to know about you. Guys, go follow him on YouTube. He really creates killer content. He did one today about salt that was pretty fascinating. So yeah, hashtag humans supporting humans. It's my favorite thing. Oh, I can cuss. He says I be doing it all the time. Okay, good. Okay, because I wasn't sure. So yeah, as far as how my relationships have evolved over time with me not drinking, not really much, because I kind of keep to myself. I have my digital world. Yeah, you're an unofficial stand-in. You're great. You fit right in with us. So yeah, I guess they've kind of been changing for quite some time because I've been growing and evolving, and I don't want to make that sound like I'm like up on my pedestal, because a lot of people go there. That's something that you deal with when you start growing and working on yourself, is you feel people, I don't know, they're not necessarily pulling away from you. In my experience, I just noticed there was a lot of Harmony thinks she's better than us, and oh, she doesn't want to drink on the porch with us anymore and bitch about her boyfriend. What is she too good for us now? Like, so the trash kind of takes itself out. And I don't mean to call the people in my life trash. I don't mean that at all. What I mean by that is your life and you making changes and improving. What's Rodney? Only mods can drop links unless Lou, yes, Lou is cool. Oh, okay, so good to know. Rodney's seasoned at YouTube. He's teaching me. So only moderators can drop links. Okay, great. So I'll work on that for next time. And again, Rodney, you didn't hear me say this. I will be using StreamYard to go live in the future, but today I just decided to pop on with YouTube and kind of test it out for ease of use. But so anyway, as I was saying, when you do start to improve yourself and you do start to make change, and you really want a better quality of life, the relationships that were based in partying and gossiping, and though you love those people, you kind of start not having things in common with them anymore, and so they organically kind of die out. And if there's anything I've learned in almost 50 years on the planet, is that's okay. That doesn't, longevity, we celebrate longevity, and things are way so much better if they last for a million years and blah blah blah. But the truth be told, in my experience, I don't know that friends are meant to be there. If they can't, I'll put this is how I'm going to word this. If your friends can't be there through your growth and through your choice of evolution, they don't deserve to be there. If there's people in your life that are giving you a rash of shit because you're trying to make your life better, bye. See ya. If me having a glow up is making you feel some kind of way, then that's on you. That's a you problem, not a me problem. I want people in my life who are going to go, damn, Harmony, you got this. And that's what my accountability group does. I'm not going to start crying because I love them so much. And Louise, I consider you like, I can't wait to hug your neck in real life. I'll be over there soon. I'm going to get to meet Louise in person when I go over. I'm going to the UK to celebrate my 50th birthday. I'm taking a solo trip to the UK, and I'm very excited. And Louise is on my stop, and I'm going to go meet with her and be able to hug her neck in real life, as well as Mark and hopefully Lee. Anyway, question number 3 from Miss Tabitha. What's one piece of advice you could give someone considering a similar journey? Find something to do, baby. Find something to do. Don't just go from, and this is all determined upon how much you drink and what your lifestyle is when you do attempt to stop, if you want to remove alcohol temporarily or whatever. Fill that time with something that is engaging and something that you love. And it could be anything. But for me, it's running in the woods. As I started removing alcohol, because I was drinking like 5, 6 times a week. I mean, I was getting drunk 5, 6, sometimes daily. There's periods of my life, I've had alcohol's been around. And so there's some years I was getting hammered every day, and there's some years I only drank a couple times a month. But I did have to fill that time with things that got those endorphin levels up without chemicals. So fill your time with things that are going to light you up, things that make the time pass quickly. Question number 5. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Question number 4. This one's from Tabitha. If they can't hold space, buy. Exactly. Yeah. Number 4. Sorry, number 3. No, God bless America. Take 2. Question number 4 from Tabitha, aka my ChatGPT. How do you celebrate milestones now that you have chosen sobriety? Well, that question's a loaded question because that's not wrong. But yeah, I mean, she's smart. She knows that if you're a drinker, you celebrate with booze. That's just what you do. You get the beer, you get the bottle of Prosecco, you do the shots, whatever. For me, I've created a life that every day is a celebration. I in my growth with alcohol and in my relationship with alcohol, I've had to shift a whole lot of narratives. And as you heard me talk at the top of the show, one of those narratives is that I thought life wasn't going to be fun or as free if I removed alcohol. And that is false, because life is freer without alcohol. Alcohol was really restricting me like a mofo. And that's a narrative I had to shift. So right there, loaded question. How do you celebrate milestones now that you've chosen sobriety? There's so many different ways to celebrate, but let's behoove Tabitha and answer her question. I don't know, make myself a giant bone-in ribeye and eat it and enjoy it instead of having a bunch of, what I used to do is I'd have a bunch of drinks while I was cooking on the grill. And then by the time it came time to eat the beautiful steak that I spent time cooking on the grill, I didn't want to ruin my buzz with food. So I might have 1 or 2 bites, and then it would go in the refrigerator, and then I'd eat it cold in the middle of the night while I was blackout drunk. So what's a celebration? You know what I mean? I mean, so many things. I could really go down that rabbit hole. If they can't also here on YouTube. Yay! I know. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm really going to make this a thing. I'm going to do my best to show up for this. You guys got to keep me honest here. Last question from Miss Tabitha, aka my ChatGPT, is what have you discovered about yourself that you might not have if you were still drinking? Well, for one, I'm one strong ass bitch. I do know that. And I'm capable of a whole lot more than I think I am. And I didn't really want to get emotional. I really didn't want to get emotional, but sometimes I'm not throwing shade at tears because tears are powerful. But that I can do things. I'll say that. What the main thing that pops into my head is I can do hard things. God bless. Oh God, this is so out of nowhere. It's not out of nowhere. That's a dumb saying. Why do we say stupid shit when we start crying? First of all, I honor you, tears. Thank you for being shared. And I have no shame in my tears. I can do hard things. That's a huge level of awareness for me that I can do hard things. And if there's any thing I can say about why I show up making TikToks and why I show up making Instagrams and why I do X, Y, and Z, Substacks, blog posts on my website, whatever, I do that because I want other people to know that they can do hard things too. Because I'm telling you right now, thanks, Louise, I think it's important for people to get on and share their story and not just show. It's easy to show when life is great. it's harder to show when you're being vulnerable, and I'm not good at being vulnerable. Like I see silver linings. It's just I am, my homeostasis isn't happiness. My homeostasis is being in a good mood. I'm like, I've always been, thank God, because I don't know what would have happened to me if I didn't have this natural part of my personality. But I've always, at my darkest times, been able to have some glimmer of hope to get me moving forward. Because of, I don't know, again, me having so much pride, it's been hard for me to ask for help throughout my life because I didn't want to show weakness, because showing weakness, no bueno, right? So, but you gotta, I mean, if there's anything I realize, so side note really quick before I finish on with that thought about doing hard things, is I woke up it washed all over me this morning, and I thought, fuck, I'm going to go live today. And am I ready to go live? I haven't been live in years. I used to go live on Instagram and all the things, and I haven't done it in years. How embarrassing if nobody shows up. Oh, all the things that we do, the imposter syndrome, and what's the point? And I'm only one person, and it's not really going to matter in the long run. And I had to talk myself off that ledge, and I had to remind myself. So I got into my chat GPT, Tabitha, and I said, Tabitha, AI being as powerful as it is, and it being able to create content that is so believable, how can I compete against that as somebody who really wants to have a supportive social media platform and helping people with all the things and sharing my story? And she made me feel better because she said, nobody is you. As amazing and as perfect and all the things that AI can do, and that's why I made the post that I made on Instagram, AI's never been drunk. AI has never gone out and done some stupid shit. AI has never driven drunk and got arrested for DUI like I did when I was 21. AI has never woken up in a pile of her own puke. AI has never contacted her ex-boyfriend and said how much you miss. Yeah, I know you used to, we used to have a very volatile and abusive relationship, but then I got drunk last night and I texted him, I miss you. AI's never done that. So Tabitha reinforced that though AI has all these things that AI can do, AI will never walk my walk, and AI will never have the authority in its voice like I do because I've been there. So I'm going to keep showing up, and I'm going to keep showing up. Going back to question number 5, what have you discovered about yourself that you might not have if you were still drinking? And that is that I can do hard things, and that it's important to me to come in here and share it because everybody can do hard things. You can all do hard things. If you are experiencing anything, whether that's alcohol, a bad relationship, you're eating too much, you're letting your mother-in-law tell you how to live your life, whatever it is that you're going through that pisses you off and that makes you feel this big, just know you have the power to remove that from your life. And don't let anybody tell you any different. So if there's anything that could encapsulate why I'm here, is I was under the thumb of life. I was under the thumb of worrying about what other people are going to think of me. I was under the thumb of thinking I wasn't good enough. I was under the thumb of blah, 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 blah. And I changed my life, and I started making decisions that made me feel like I was 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And I kept doing that day after day after day. And eventually you start believing that. And eventually you're like, holy shit, I am 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and I can do hard things. And also a respectful F you, whoever you are, that's going to come into my life and tell me I can't, or I can, or this, or that, or la, 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 la. Not here. So if you're looking for somewhere to go and you want somebody to say, do it regardless, this is your place. You want to come to Destination Harmony. So thanks, Tabitha, for those questions. Now I'm getting into the questions that I have gotten at various times from my posts and things like that. I'm going to read off these 5 questions, and then we're going to be done. What time is it? Time on deck is 2:30. Oh, perfect. Okay, so also, as I was waiting to come online, I learned about oblins. Have you guys ever heard of an oblin? Oblin, Oblins. I have likely seen that before, but an oblong, Howard, this could be your jam. Can I put a request out there for your next video? Can you talk about oblongs? Because oblong makes me think of goblin. Obviously, I'm a child of the 70s and 80s, so I hear the word oblong, I immediately think of a cute little goblin. And it's a gut biome thing. And of course, alcohol is bad for your oblong, but your gut biome, the magic that happens in our belly, it affects every other part of our body, as we're learning now. And oblongs are in your gut biome. So, and of course, alcohol is muy mal. Is that how you say that? Very bad for our gut biomes. So, okay, these are the questions that I've gotten. There's 5 of them. Y'all bear with. It's 2:30. Please remember to pop in and say hi. And I will make sure that when I come in next time, I will set it up to where everybody can put in their links, because I'm day one learning how to do this. Y'all are here with me, and we're learning as we go. Okay, first question up. Now, this is a 5-question kind of a selection of questions that I've got that I thought were the most important. And these are people have popped questions into my TikTok. People have popped questions through my harmonygarcia.com. People have popped questions on my Instagram, whatever. We're going to talk about it today. Number 1, what was the hardest moment you faced in these 5 months, and how did you get through it? I think the hardest moment for me has been how to talk about it. And I don't even want to say that was hard, but like alcohol, like I mentioned earlier, has such a stigma associated with it. And I don't want to seem like I'm being judgy about alcohol. Hold on, I'll be 2 secs. I'm going to get a Kleenex. All right, I'm back. I was tearing up there and I needed a tissue. I think for me, the hardest moment I've faced in these, it's not, I don't want to say that's even, it's not really been a hard moment, but I don't want to seem like an asshole by saying that. But I will say that is just how to share it, how to talk about it in a way that doesn't immediately turn people off, because you want to share information about what you're learning. I've been a lifelong drinker. Me and alcohol have been like this. Alcohol has got me through some of the hardest moments. It's also made some of the hardest moments in my life. So there's that weird that I can't even, alcohol is such an interesting thing, because it's something that people have savored and looked to as their hero for, and then simultaneously looking at alcohol like a real pain in the ass, because alcohol can be that. It's the most codependent, dysfunctional relationship I've ever had, because I can love alcohol and appreciate alcohol for getting me through some of my loneliest and hardest times. But I can also go, come on, it's made me do all sorts of stupid shit. And so I think it's really the hardest moment has been how to share it in a way that you're going to keep people's attention, that you're not going to think, you don't want people to think you're bashing it. And you don't want people to think you're all of a sudden holier than thou and you're no fun. And you're just bashing, trying to get people to quit drinking, because that's not what this is. I love alcohol. There's few things on this planet forever for me that are ever going to be better than a beautiful room temperature, high quality tequila with a fresh lime and a pull off of a Parliament Light. Let me just tell you, can we have a moment of silence for that? Because, oh, baby, if I sit here, I can taste the cigarette. I know they're bad for you, but wow, there's something about that. There's just something about that. So this isn't a place, Sober Chronicles, me and sobriety for 5 months, celebrating that. This is not I hate alcohol, throw alcohol under the bus thing. This is just me coming to the realization that alcohol was becoming a cock block for what I was trying to create. That's what this is. And sometimes you have to remove things if you want to get over here. And the bottom line of it is, hey, maybe when I get over there and I've got a couple more books under my belt and I've, whatever. And this is what I think I'm doing with alcohol. I think I I have this 5 months has allowed me to reevaluate my relationship with alcohol, and then if and when I do drink again, it'd be a whole different person drinking than it was prior, because I think I'm reimagining and reframing my relationship with alcohol, and respecting it more, to be honest with you. So, as I've said in some content that I've created, I can see me being a silver haired, 65-year-old woman sitting around a campfire with my friends, having a shot of Jägermeister, listening to some music. I mean, I'm not hating on it. So, that has been the hardest moment to get to the point, is just how to share it in a way that people are going to retain the information, they're going to hear the information, and likely implement the information into their life for a benefit, rather than getting immediately turned off and get the eye roll because you're talking about alcohol. So anyway, that's that. Question number 2. Have you found any new hobbies or passions since becoming sober? Oh my God, I love birds. When did I just reframing your relationship with it? Exactly. And teaching myself how to not get blackout drunk. Because I would like to remember my night. I went and saw Tom Segura last April. I don't remember the last 30-ish minutes of the show. Went and saw Eddie Izzard. Love. Don't remember the last 30 minutes of that show. Went and saw Bruce Springsteen, Washington, D.C. Don't remember the last hour of that show. So I would like to remember some of these shows. Yeah, I think a reframe is good. You want to spend money on a ticket. You want to remember what you're going to see. So yeah, finding new hobbies yes. Oh my God. I'm cooking more. I'm creating more recipes than ever before. You should see my garden. You should see my herb garden. You should see my bird stations where I've got all these cool bird feeders. And oh my God, if somebody would have said, Harmony, you are going to have a large heart on for your nature sanctuary in your backyard, I would have said, well, I love nature, but ain't nobody got time for that. And I sure enough do prove myself wrong, because I love birds and I love my backyard and I love all of that. Question number 3. What do you do when you feel the urge to drink? Yeah, let me unplug that. Okay, you might not be able to hear me the same, but hopefully you'll still be able to hear me. This little thing that I've used died. But hey, next time I'll make sure the suckers charge more. Yeah, it's this cool little thing that anyway, can you still hear me? Okay, I'm back. Okay, good. Thank you for that, Louise. Um so yeah, you have to do a shift on the narrative, because there's been a few times that I've gone, ooh, it's sunny. Ooh, this would be a really good time to have an ice cold, whatever. Um, and you have to play that movie out to the end, because, and it's not been a struggle. It's not been hard, but it's definitely, you have to outsmart your brain, because your brain's going to start telling you, hey, what about this? And doesn't this sound like a great idea? And you're going to be like, yeah, that actually does. You have to be smarter than your brain. So in situations where I have been to a couple concerts and things now where I've just been not drinking at all, I just look at it like, I don't look at it like look what they're doing that I can't do. I just look at it like, oh, look what you have to do to have fun. Or being more focused on being proud of myself that I can actually be at an event and enjoy myself without alcohol. And that's a lot of it for me. Is I was starting to feel weak by the fact that, I mean, could I have fun at an event without a drink? I mean, can I go dance like a fool in front of a group of people at a concert or at a bar listening to live music without alcohol? I would hope to think so. I would hope that the fun that's inside of me isn't because of alcohol. That would suck as a part of my personality. So a large portion of all of this, you guys, is how will I show up for my life without alcohol? I want to be able to have engaging conversations without an alcohol, courage from alcohol. I want to dance in front of people. I want to do karaoke. I want to do all the things that we tell ourselves we need alcohol to do. I want to do all those sober. Isn't that part of what being a full human is to be able to do things sober? So I don't want to have to rely on a substance to show up fully for my life. So, yeah, part of it has been a game. Can I go dance and I love to dance and I love to be at concerts and dance and show my ass. Not literally show my ass, but like just, how get out there and have fun with it. Can I do that sober? And it turns out I can. So that was a really big win. So looking at it through what you're gaining, not what you're losing. So going to an event where people are drinking, instead of going into it going, oh, look, and everybody's drinking and I can't have one because I've chosen not to drink. No, go in and go, yo, I got this. I don't need a drink. I can still have fun without a drink. Okay, question number 4. How has your physical health changed since you stopped drinking? Huge for a 49-year-old woman. Can I just say limited inflammation on my face? Can I just say no filter needed as a 49-year-old woman? Can I say, yeah, I mean, puffy is an understatement for what I was experiencing with alcohol, weekly drinking. And even though it's, again, only a few times a month, whoo, that alcohol shows up on your body big time. Obviously, I lost like 7 pounds pretty much right out of the gate because alcohol is sugar. And not only that, you guys can likely relate that when you drink, your willpower to not feed that hangover with the greasy whatever is gone. So I know for me, I can't speak for anybody else. When I would be hungover, it was game on. I was getting smash burger, I was getting Chick-fil-A, I was eating all the shit, and I did not make any qualms about it. Where on an average day, I wouldn't be eating stuff like that. I would make myself a beautiful dinner, but because I was so lethargic and from being hungover, I just give me the greasy burger and all the French fries. So yes, obviously my weight, my skin, and then you want to hear all the women right now talking about perimenopause and menopause. I choose not to hyper focus on that because our brain is very influenced by outside information. And though I believe perimenopause and menopause is real, I don't want to buy into it because then I might start believe. And if I believe, then maybe I might start become asymptomatic. Is that the right term? When you manifest symptoms, I don't want to have any part of that. So, but I will say this: when I was a regular drinker, again, even though I was only drinking 4 to 6 times a month, I was getting night sweats. I was having terrible sleep patterns. I was groggy when I woke up in the morning. And I will say all of that went away when I stopped drinking. No more night sweats. No more puffy face. No more sleep irritation. No more. I mean, I'm trying to, I mean, besides that, I mean, those are big. I mean, so many things. More ability to run longer. I run, 4, 5 miles 5 days a week. I do hot yoga for 60 minutes at a time. And I was doing that before, but I can do it a whole hell of a lot better now. And if I'm looking for optimization across all levels of my life, alcohol wasn't cutting the mustard when it came to optimization. So that was a huge one. All the benefits. And then again, like at the top of the show, I'm vain. I want to look good when I go out in the world, and I'm going to be 50 this year, and so I want to, within my control, age gracefully. I want to age and be proud of how I look and I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that if I'm drinking. So, yeah, skin and sleep and no more night sweats. Number 5, last but not least, what is a common myth about sobriety that you have found is not true? I think a common myth about sobriety is the big one that I kind of spoke on earlier, which is life is not as fun if there's no alcohol. And I can truly tell you and when I tell you guys I've been a lifelong drinker, understand this. I had my first drink when I was, drink when I was 13, where I like did it and drank it and finished it and kept going. I got I was in seventh, eighth grade, and I got hammered. I was at my cousin's house, my older cousin's house, and so I've been pretty much regularly drinking since then. And it's always been threaded through everything in my life. There has not, besides a couple times here and there, I was in a relationship with an alcoholic. I stopped drinking for 8 months, pretty easy. Um, a couple times here and there, did sober October, did blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, since I was a teenager, I have used alcohol as a medicine. And I've used it as a level of escapism. And I guess, how do I want to word this? This is what I want you guys to take away from this, and I'm going to leave you with it. And then please share and leave some comments. Let me know if you want me to come back and talk about other things. But my biggest takeaway from not drinking for this amount of time is me being able to be honest with myself and what alcohol has been given me. And alcohol has given me the biggest level of escapism of anything I've ever done. And that's been hard to admit because even though I know, oh, it's just a pregame or it's just a drinks at a so and so or it's just a happy hour. Oh, I've worked all week. It's Friday. Let me go on the back porch and have some drinks. I deserve it. Those aren't wrong because that's the society we live in. But when you're rooted in that narrative, it's hard to admit. It's easier to be like, oh, it's so drinker, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to admit. And we definitely don't want to admit, regardless of what level, innocent, easygoing social drinker that never blacks out to the most severe alcoholic, people are going to always find it hard to admit where alcohol is screwing up their life. And so my biggest takeaway that I'm going to leave you guys with today, and this is priceless to be able to admit this out loud, because this will be part of the reframe and the way I can shift and have shifted my relationship with alcohol, is I had to admit out loud that alcohol, regardless of when I was doing it or where I was doing it or who I was doing it with, I have used it as a level of escapism. I've used it to escape my trauma. I've used it to escape my fears, my anxieties. I've used it to avoid situations that were uncomfortable. I've used it to lighten the stress if I'm doing X, Y, or Z. And I don't want to live I don't want to live a life like that. I want to be full in my life, lucid, sober. And if I decide down the road, likely I may, I don't know, I'm not even thinking that hard about it. I may have a drink down the road. For me, it's got to be rooted in really positive intention, and not drinking when you're pissed off, not drinking because you had a rough week at work, not drinking because you got to fight with your so-and-so, not drinking because, what is your intention behind your drinking? And when you say, and then I just challenge you guys, I'm going to leave you guys with this. I'm going to challenge you to this takeaway and think about it. Regardless of your relationship with alcohol, the narrative you have around your partaking in alcohol, what is it? And is it authentic? So when you say, oh, I worked, 50 hours this week, I deserve to sit and have a sippy sip. Do you? I mean, what's it doing? What's it actually doing? And I'm not saying it's not, trust me, I know what it's doing because I've done it. I've done it, girl. I've done it. But I want to know in your life, and this is rhetorical, you do not have to answer this question to me or anybody else. I just want you to think about it. Food for thought. What are you gaining from it, really? So for me, moving forward in my sobriety, it's just going to be continuously being honest with myself about my relationship with alcohol. And everything for that matter. Because if you can be honest with yourself talking about this thing, then you can be honest, it's across the board. They're all connected. So, I can tell you this right now, there is a load of situations that have been very hurtful and harmful to me that I would not have participated in if it wasn't for my ability to deny the truths that were going around in my life. And alcohol It was the biggest thing in my life that I had yet to remove. I had removed my codependency. I've removed my narcissist, my relationship and my obsession with narcissists. I had removed my victim mentality of that my life was this and my childhood was that and I don't deserve. I had done all the work. Alcohol was the last thing that I had to try and control. And the fact that I've gotten 5 months sober really proves to me that I am capable I'm capable of doing more than I thought I was. So, and I think you guys are too. So, I'm going to leave you with that. Let's see what time it is. I don't know who the two let's see. We've got a few minutes left, but I just want to say thank you guys for those of you who've been here. I know that for the most part there's been two of you in here. Louise, thank you so much for coming and supporting me, and everybody else who's been here off and on, for me not feeling alone sitting in this office of mine. It makes me feel hopeful because I feel like at the end of the day, we all want to be seen. We all want to feel a part of something. And this is the way to do it. This is the only way. Thank you, Louise. This is the only way I know how to do it. So I'm going to keep being loud. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep creating TikToks and Instagrams. And I'm going to keep coming and being emotional and open and transparent in the hopes that somebody sees this and goes, I heard Harmony talking about it, and she was a binge drinking psychopath for decades. And if she did it, I can do it. Oh, thank you for seeing me. I'm not going to cry. I just feel so proud. Thank you guys all for being here. I'm going to love you and leave you. And I'm going to sign off with what I sign off on my podcasts. Go do something good for yourself, but more importantly, go do something good for somebody else. And I will see you on the next live. Bye, guys. I don't know how to get out of here. What do I do? Add? No, start a poll? I don't know how to get out. Yes, do this.